Hey there guys, welcome to the channel. Here is my first ever Martian Racing Federation build, and thought I'd share it with you guys. Basically this is the my first version of an anti-grav car, and yeah, it was kind of fun. Definitely a learning experience. So I'm going to call it, basically a prototype build. When you build something for the very first time and you're not too sure how it's going to turn out, it's always good to call it a prototype in case there's actually a mistake here or there. But anyways, I needed some propellers, so I had this, I guess, I don't know, you call it a dog car that I got in a recent mix of cars, and I already had this style wheel, but I figured this one was going to be a good candidate because I wanted to steal its engine and use it for something else. So basically the idea is to use this style of wheel as basically like a gyro. You're going to want to find a car that has them, and then just basically clip them off and then glue them to the side of the vehicle, and make sure that, well, in my case, I thought I had actually glued them properly to the side so that I could actually just take the whole car apart and put it back together again properly. So I didn't put it I didn't glue it right over the holes of the sides, like basically just sort of above the hole, and then that way I can keep all the parts separate. So as you can see here, with the back area, the black wheels attach pretty good. So now I'm going to work on attaching the front in the same manner. This time I'm going to glue it to the lower part, so like the lower chassis, and then that way I can keep all the pieces separate when it comes down to painting. So I took everything in the garage and I painted all the components separately in just a gray primer. I wasn't sure at first if I was going to paint everything white, but I decided to start painting everything with the gray primer and see how all the components would fit together. So here's shot number one after all the parts were primed and assembled, and it was looking pretty good. It's got actually like a rear jet, and then the wheels, they look like turbines basically. Keeping it stable, I guess, across the racetrack. So this is how it turned out, where the wheels, like, you want to make sure that you're gonna have enough contact. So I put it kind of like in the corner, so it was actually touching one side as well as the front. But then I kept breaking them, so I ended up getting some cardboard, and I made some wings for it. And that's basically what I ended up doing, was securing the rear wheels with some cardboard, and make sure like they look like wings, and just added a little extra stability to the whole thing. And now I'm going to start detailing all the bits and pieces. I guess these are kind of like exhaust ports for the car. I'm going to paint them all black first, and then I'm going to follow up with some silver to highlight some of the details that were actually on the top of each of these, I guess, stacks. So this car also had, I guess, like a rear jet exhaust, and I thought I'd paint them black, just like I did with the smokestacks, or I guess you can call them stacks. And again, I'm going to dry brush this once it's all dry with like a silver color. Next up is the seat. Decided to paint it red, just give it a little bit of a contrast with the rest of the rest of this particular part. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. Just kind of did a few coats on it just to make sure it was kind of even. So now I started to design some kind of a piece that's going to end up in front of the cockpit of the car, and I'm going to transfer this. It kind of looks like a Star Trek symbol, but I'm going to transfer this to a sheet of carbon fiber. Basically, I wanted to kind of give it use some stickers on the vehicle itself, just to so I didn't have to paint everything. And it's always good to make like a mock-up of what you're gonna do, just to get it to the right shape, and then you don't have to worry about it being wrong and just messing it up. So this is a sheet of carbon fiber graphics, like adhesive. I don't know. I guess you call it like laminate or vinyl. I've had it for a long time, and I think I used it or briefly used it on a real car way back in the day, and I just kept it ever since. So I've probably had this stuff for like 20 years. Who knows? Anyways, so I take my template and decided to just to make like a small carbon fiber little a graphic for the front of the car, and it looks really cool. So the next thing I wanted to do was put some numbers on this vehicle. I don't have a sheet of just regular numbers, and I thought it'd be kind of neat to, since this is sort of like a prototype, I thought it'd be neat to just put a Roman numeral on the front of it. So I went out and grabbed one of my sheets of Warhammer 40K, and applied a few water decals to it. So just to kind of give it a little bit of extra detail, I put one on the front, a bit of a lightning bolt behind the driver's seat, and then I thought because of the rear rotors, the little arrows like kind of looked interesting because you kind of give someone a warning that there's some rotors there. Then the next thing I thought was, well, I should actually paint the front, I guess, fascia and or front spoiler black, just to kind of match with the carbon fiber, and then just to kind of give it a little extra detail. And I thought it actually looked really cool, so I painted the top and the bottom as well. So you may notice there's a little bit of a back and forth between inside and outside, and it's just because sometimes I do a little bit here and there on these cars, and whenever I just kind of get a moment, I'll let things dry, and or I'll actually it's been raining, so I ended up just kind of coming inside and kind of finishing it off. So I use a purple marker just to draw around the outside of this particular piece. You know, I could use a paintbrush, but I was feeling a little lazy, and I thought it'd be just kind of good enough to just draw around it and give it the same effect that I want. I also did the same thing for the driver's seat. So just starting to put things back together, and things are a little tighter than they originally were. I had some problems with the rear wheels, and ended up just breaking them off. Well, one broke off while I was putting the car together, and it came off just enough to really kind of bother me. So I ended up just taking both of them off, and ended up re-gluing them with the rear, sorry, the bottom, I guess, middle purple section in place so that I can glue it all together and wouldn't have this problem again. So after doing that and then touching it up with paint, this is the final result. So this is how the car looks right now. It's looking pretty good. I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. You know, I kind of wanted to make the turbines a different color, but I thought, you know, it's a brand new car, it's brand new right off the shelf or right off the factory floor. So they're not dirty, but you know, I could have painted them like a different color. But I don't know, I thought the white looked kind of cool. And the fact that it had like the black front spoiler, and it had the carbon fiber, and the rear spoiler was purple. It had enough sort of alternate colors overall. So what I ended up doing was using a Warhammer 40K, like I guess you call it like an air base, and works really well with this car. When I drilled the hole, I actually put it all together and drilled straight through just a certain amount, so that not all the way through, but a certain amount, so that it kind of gave it a, you know, like a good stance. And you may notice it's got a you know, it's got a bit, well, you can see here, here's the rear section where I did the detailing on the jet. But yeah, it's got a bit of a side profile of the car itself. It's got a bit of a lean, you know, in terms of the balance of it. So it's not completely straight. So I thought it looked kind of better actually, because see, you can see it's got a bit of an angle, and you know, it's got a little bit of a sense of movement while it's flying across the racetrack. So I hope you guys like this first one, and I'm going to try to do some custom ones moving forward. You might have seen some other other videos where I've stripped the paint off a bunch of similar cars. So there's going to be more coming, and yeah, I learned a lot from this particular build. Hopefully you guys like it, and let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Really appreciate it. And anyways, thank you for stopping by, and hope you're having a great day. Cheers.